Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing my Premier League team of the season so far. So, was debating should I do like a team of the year, but I've gone for just a Premier League team of the season so far. You know, sometimes I've done it where I can only do one player per club. I'm not even doing that. This is just going to be my full authentic Premier League team of the year, no limitations on how many players I can take from a club or anything. So yeah, and there's been of course some standout performances from players in the Premier League this season. So there has been quite a few difficult decisions among some players, but this is what I'm going for. Of course, if you want to let me know your one, feel free to do that. And if you're excited for the video, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Now let's get into it. Alright, so the formation I'm going to play will be a 4-2-3-1. And we'll start in goal, and I'm going to go with one of a few really successful signings for Sunderland from the summer in Robin Roofs. He's been a really good goalkeeper for me so far this season. 7 clean sheets, he's made 74 saves, and the only penalty faced he's saved. So that's some really good stats there. I think he's an excellent goalkeeper, and the recruitment from Sunderland in the summer, this is a great example of it. We're really impressed him, and that's why we're in such a comfortable position. Like, I really don't think we can even put them and relegation in the same sentence. I think you have to look at them for going for Europe, because I feel like if they weren't a newly promoted club, you would be thinking they're fighting for Europe. So Robin Roofs, certainly my goalkeeper of the season so far. I mean, I've got David Raya's been decent and a few others, but I know I said we're only not doing the one per club rule, but I am, like, unsurprisingly going to have quite a few Arsenal players in here, so thought Sunderland bit different. And on the theme of Arsenal, my left back is going to be Ricardo Calafiori. I was probably a bit of a toss up between him and Marc Cucurella, but I do think Calafiori has got to take it in the left back role. I think he's got lots of really positive attributes. He's a good player all round. His stats, a goal and a couple of assists, so no crazy numbers, but overall he's going back, good strong player, and he can have some good attacks and being really big parts of Arsenal's team and being a predominant starter in that left back position for them in the Premier League this season, which so far has been a really good season for them, and they've looked comfortably on top, which we have said a few times in the past, and they have gone on to miss out on the title. I just do think with teams like we saw Man City dropping points over the weekend, losing to Man U, and then you've got Villa, who also lost against Everton. I don't think any other team this season is going to be... I just don't think any other team is going to have the edge to top, though. I do think this will be the season Arsenal gets over the line. I do think Calafiori is a big part of that. Alright, so my first centre-back, I will just firstly say who I think has been best centre-back in the Premier League so far this season, and that is Gabriel from Arsenal. I think lots of people would expect that. Arsenal's defence as a whole being really strong this season. That centre-back partnership that Gabriel shares with Saliba, I think, is a massive part of Arsenal's incredible start, well, not really start, just first half of the season. And I think overall as a player, he's really got some good parts of his game. Good in the air, and, you know, he's just overall got lots of stuff which you would want from a defender, and I really would find it hard to make an argument for anyone else, any other centre-back in the Premier League, to say that they were the best centre-back in the Premier League so far this season, because he's just been so good, a massive part of Arsenal's team, and 3 goals and 2 assists as well, so lots of positive stuff to say about Gabriel. And then my second centre-back alongside Gabriel is going to be Mark Guehi, who I believe yesterday officially signed for Manchester City from Palace. Of course, it was looking like he could be going to Liverpool in the summer. That didn't go through. Probably what Liverpool needed more though than the players they did get. Like he's like those attacking players. But he did come to Man City now. But for the first half of the season at Palace, he'd been an incredible captain for them, guiding them to an FA Cup and a first ever season in Europe, and some real memories he made for the team. Incredible leadership and all round excellent defender he's composed. He's just really another ideal defender and incredible captain for Palace. And I'm sure now he's going to be a big part of Man City's season. Of course, you had the Gvardiol injury, and we did actually see Max Delaney, who was on loan at Watford for the first half of the season, make a few appearances for Man City. Got a goal against Exeter. And so he did well, but Mark Guehi now is going to be really big for Manchester City. Next up, the right back, and it's going to be another Arsenal player, Jurrien Timber. Well, really good season for him so far, just as with the whole Arsenal team. Reece James, I think, maybe could be in with a shout, but I think if we're talking about this season, Jurrien Timber's got to be the right back in this team. 2 goals and 3 assists, an overall very good player going forward and defensively. A really strong player who we've seen. Look at his stats. 4.16 XG. No, defensively, he's a 46 tackles, 6 blocks, 16 interceptions. Which, no, he's a good player. He can defend, he can attack, and definitely what you'd want from a right back, a fullback. Now moving on to my holding midfielders, and firstly, the probably more obvious pick, and for me, the better of the two, one I was more certain to put in here, Declan Rice, another Arsenal player. I think this is the last one though. Yeah, excellent part. He's played for Arsenal this season, and the whole team, of course, have been excellent for the most part, but he's really been a big part in this. His passing's really good. His whole demeanour on the pitch, excellent. 4 goals, 3 assists, and overall he's this really good player. And yeah, I just think that the whole team have just worked so well this season, and Arteta's done an incredible job with this team, and I just really think with the depth they have, which is really good, I certainly think that, as I've said, they're going to win the Premier League, and I would expect maybe a trophy more. They're leading in after the first leg of the Carabao Cup against Chelsea, the semi-final, and the second leg's at home, so you'd think that they're probably going to get through to the final there, where probably face Man City, so probably could win the Carabao Cup and FA Cup and Champions League, who knows, but certainly got the squad to do so. Then my second holding midfielder is going to be Granit Xhaka, who's been one of the best signings in the Premier League this season, maybe the best even. 5 assists, a goal as well, and yeah, excellent player again, and another really big part of Sunderland's team, because you've got the Robin Roos, who are good younger players who can do a job well, and just they've got really good talent. But then you've got also Granit Xhaka, of course, is an excellent player and fits really well into Sunderland's team. But then he has that experience playing for the likes of Arsenal. He knows how to play in the Premier League, and I really think a player like that is pivotal for a newly promoted team to have. A player who has played in the Premier League and can just really help the rest of the team. Like Leeds, you've got the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's an established Premier League player in the past, and he's really helped Leeds this season. They look comfortable to stay up, just like Sunderland as well. But Granit Xhaka, all round, is a good player and just got lots of good attributes to his game. Alright, so moving on to the left wing position, and I've gone with a player who I've rated for quite a while, but I think this season has really came into his own, and he's just really shown those traits he's got. His pace is incredible dribbler, and that is Jeremy Doku from Man City, who I guess is our second Man City player in this team, because Mark Gahey, I guess, now counts as a Man City player, even though he hasn't played a game for them yet. But yeah, his ability to dribble down the wing and really explosive, impressive player. A player who is the type of player who I really enjoy to watch, and that's what I get from Jeremy Doku. I think he's a great player to watch, and yeah, really impressive. A goal and 5 assists for him this season. So yeah, excellent player. Next up, my attacking midfielder. And I've decided to put Morgan Rogers in as the attacking midfielder. I know some people, I guess he had played on the left a bit. And yeah, it's a bit interchangeable his position. But I've put him in that number 10 role. And just, yeah, wow. Again, one of the really good players for Aston Villa this season in strange how poorly they started the season, not scoring a Premier League goal for quite a few games, but then really kicked on, and they've now up to third, and wow, and lots of their goals have been really impressive. Just scoring goals from outside the box. They've been a really good team. And Morgan Rogers has got 7 of them and 4 assists. He's an incredible attacking player. I think his dribbling ability, his shooting is up there with some of the best in the Premier League. And he's really confident player. And if we have a look at his stats, well, he's made 22 appearances. Again, the real majority of the season, and staying consistent is a good, really big thing to do, and he does it really well, and I just really think he'd be massive when we look ahead into the summer at England and the World Cup. I think he will actually play a really big role in that team. Not much international experience, especially on that high level, but I really think he will fit well for the World Cup and play a big part in the team. Now, my right wing, I'm going to play Antoine Semenyo in the right wing. Again, a player who's signed to Man City from another Premier League club this season. He was at Bournemouth for the first half of the season. And it does show when, for a club like that, when you've got a player who's getting a lot of attention and is really impressing, lots of good performances, you just know that they are going to eventually go to a bigger club. And that's what Antoine Semenyo's done. Lots of those big teams were looking for him, and he's decided he wanted to play for Man City, and I don't see why not. I think that's decent team for him. I think maybe Arsenal probably would have really liked to have someone like him in their team, but look, he's gone Man City. He wants to play for Man City. I think if you're at a team who you really want to play for, you're going to perform. But 10 goals, 3 assists, an excellent player. Again, some incredible dribbling. and shooting that goal against Fulham is the one which sticks in my mind. He beat a few men, I think 3 men, and then banged it in. A really good goal, one of those which I remember still into the season, but be quite a few good goals, I must say, in the Premier League this year. Excellent player, really, again, explosive, and yeah, again, just a player I really like to watch. Right, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, my phone's running out of storage and like it's taking a bit of a while with this. But finally, best striker in the Premier League, it's got to be Danny Welbeck, hasn't it, for so far this season? Only joking. Erling Haaland, where do I start? His positioning, his finishing, like you can say, oh, it's only tap-ins and everything. But what he does is he scores goals, and he scores goals very well, and he scores a lot of them. 20 goals so far this season, 4 assists as well. Top player. And that concludes the video. As I said, try and make this a bit quick because I'm a bit concerned about my phone storage. So yeah, thank you. Please let me know your opinions on this as well. What players would you have in? What players would you take out? Next video, I've got a few decent ideas for videos, but as always, love to hear a few of your ones. And yeah, of course, like, subscribe, all of that. And one thing left to say, bye and peace.